This has been just a positive meeting all the way around. Okay, now we have informational items. So quarterly financial status report. Oh, here he comes. Mr. Guitierrez, welcome.
Good evening, thank you for the board. So I'm here to report on our second quarter. We have a cue to.
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, give me a minute here. All right, there we go. Okay, my apologies. I'm here to report on the second quarter information that was reported as of December 31st. I will try to be short as possible. It's been a long and a wonderful meeting. So for the second quarter, we reported, and you can see in front of you, this is in very small print, that our section 1 in this report. And this report again is a summary that we send to the state on a quarterly basis. So this one is our second quarter. We'll have another one coming up here real soon. So the information provided in section 1 is the summary of revenue and expenditures. And for this projected quarter, we submitted $68 million in revenues. We project $70 million in expenditures, showing that this, for total unrestricted, a negative 2.5 portion. I'll reflect that, show you what that looks like and why in the next slide. We show at least our fund balance ending at 8.2%, which is still above our board recommended numbers. In section 2, we provide the state as our FTS as a P1, which is reflecting 9,700 FTS as a P1. Section 3, our cash, we report to the state our cash balance to cover our operations, and that was reporting at 12.4 million or 12.5 million. In section 4, we go over kind of where we're at to date as of December. That information shows 35 million as of to date in revenues and 30.6 in expenditures, which shows us on a percentage-wise at 52% of what we expect in revenues and at 43% of expenditures, which shows that it's a good thing for us. It means our revenues are coming in faster than our expenditures, which is what we want. Also, as part of this report, we also reflect, let me go down here a little bit here. We also are asked to provide if we have any contracts that were negotiated within this time frame, and for this report we had our faculty agreement that shows, and so the numbers that are in this report reflect that agreement. And then finally, as part of this report, we're asked to indicate if there's any financial issues or otherwise, and we clearly indicated no for this report. And then the second part of this, again, just to give clarity, since this information is all of our unrestricted dollars, which includes our general fund and our sort of our one-time fund, just to show the breakout for that. And you can see in section 3 there. So we're reflecting a positive net revenue in the general fund of 200,000, and the majority of what we've seen is in the negative net revenue is really the result of our one-time fund spending. And of course, that's funds that have been reserved from times past and are earmarked to various different projects the district has, and have the ability to be spent in the entire year if they so fit. And so that's what that reports on why there's a negative number being reflected. Again, that summarizes my report. In the end, we're still showing, again, a good positive fund balance for the general unrestricted fund. Questions?
Okay, thank you for that. Any questions or comments for Mr. Guitierrez? Thank you for the information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Okay, agenda item B, changes to administrative procedures. President Vitale?
Yeah, this is just as an information item. Administrative procedures are the operational piece that I take from the board policies you set. So I just want to make sure you're aware of these related to student records, attendance, accounting, and admissions. This has gone through shared governance and participatory governance, and everyone was okay with it. So I approved these administrative procedures. And then President Ramirez, the next one are policies for your second reading.
Okay, thank you for that. So this is an informational item, so there's no action necessary on this. Next on the agenda, are any questions or comments on agenda item B? Before we move on? Okay, next we're on agenda item C. This is also to the board for information, and this is also this is a first reading, and it'll come back to us in April for a second reading and approval at that time. And as you know, there are board policies 5035, 5100, and 5010. Any questions or comments on these proposed first reading of the board policies at this time? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to reports by board members, and given that it's Women's Month, I'm going to do all the ladies first and make the men go last. So we'll start with Trustee Lemus on the end, and then we'll do Trustee Upton, Trustee Chappell, and then we'll start with Pedrozo. All right, Trustee Lemus.
Greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here once again. It feels like an eternity seeing as we didn't meet for our second Tuesday meeting. Kind of felt very long there, but the turnaround will be quick. So first off, I want to report on what occurred in Washington, D.C. as I attended the ASAC conference, and for those unfamiliar with the acronym, it stands for American Student Associations of Community Colleges. This national conference hosted around 350 student leaders from across the country. During this time, we voted on this organization's 3 top issues that we felt are the most critical issues concerning community colleges nationwide. The top 3 were the Pell Grant funding, DACA/DREAM Act, and reauthorization of the Hire Act. I didn't bring the forms that kind of show what each one is, but if you want, I can either email them to you or just print them out for next meeting. Also, while there, I was unable to talk to Jim Costa due to his scheduling conflicts, but I did talk to one of his key staffers that assists him with this issues such as education. We talked on the importance of sustaining and increasing the Pell Grant, as well as making it more available year-round, and reorganizing the law, if you will, that governs all student aids, and how it's been delayed for more than 6 years. But also there at the conference, besides advocacy, we've had workshops and breakout sessions where I was able to talk to students from different states, listening to the issues they face, as well as discussing the issues we face in California. But as well as I will be attending the General Assembly, which our President briefly mentioned, along with ASMC, so in April I'll report on that. I also wanted to thank the district for the news that Paul Baxter has shared with me on behalf that they purchased 3 new AED machines to place them more accessible throughout the college for the main campus. And for those who don't know what an AED machine is, it's basically an automatic defibrillator, which is if you've seen medical shows where you see a doctor saying clear to a patient to shock their heart to help them give them a more natural rhythm again. That's basically but a more simpler and compact version that any individual could use with some just knowing how to read or look at images as shown on the booklet. So that'll help prevent or even possibly save a student, faculty, or any individual that steps onto our campus. And also I wanted to thank VP McCandless and his hard work when we were to help us reinstate the student activities coordinator position. It's been a few years since we've last had that, which is basically just someone that's more on staff to help ASMC with their activities or funding, kind of keep more of a live booklet instead of just having us pass down to students, but that student activity coordinator would help them and how to proceed forward with things. With that being said, that's the end of my report.
Thank you very much. That was a well thought through report. Trustee Upton.
I attended a conference.
Microphone, please.
In Oregon. Oh, I forgot this time. I thought I was doing good. I attended a conference in Portland, Oregon on campus safety. It was a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. And I didn't realize I had to go to Salt Lake City to get to Portland, Oregon. But You did. The thing that struck me the most, and since I'm just making a report to the board and not to the public really, is I wish all of us could have heard the two gentlemen speak on computer safety and the things that go on those computers. It just made me more scared. The things that can happen. The gentleman that did the most talking had first worked for the federal government trying to crack other countries. Russia, I think, was trying to get into theirs. And then they hired him to try to prevent people from getting into ours. And then he went into business for himself, and the stories he told was, to me, they were hair-raising. And I think we ought to have something like that, because we don't know what can go on. We heard from victims of various terror organizations and terror victims and the things that went on there, and I hope it never happens on this campus. I'm not going to talk too much more because Trustee Ochoa went to the same conference, and he's much more verbal than I am. So we're going to let him make the report. I did bring in, and I'm sure he did too, the materials we received for our library that we're going to keep here. I had the joy of coming home the day President Trump downed all 737-8s. The airport in Salt Lake City is something to see. Never want to go through that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next, lady on the board over here, Trustee Chappell.
I didn't go to Portland, but I did go to the campus Black History hip hop event, and I was the only white person there. And there were a lot of people of color there and students of color from our high schools that were there. And I learned the term whack and word. I got the word. So when they invited me up on stage to dance, I said no thank you. But it was really fun to hear from our African students club. We have a club here, and the counselor that leads that group of people that works here for us only on Fridays was the best speaker, and we should all wow, let's go find him and get him to work more here, less at Modesto. I also am planning to attend the CASA fundraiser. Since I am a CASA and I advocate for a 4-year-old foster boy, I'm highly interested in foster care, and the foundation has bought a table at their fundraising on April 6th. So I encourage my fellow board members to maybe go with me to the CASA fundraiser. CASA are court-appointed special advocates for foster children. They provide training to me as an advocate, and I attended 3 training sessions that they did on positive talking techniques. And I'm pretty skilled at talking, to children, since that was my career. But I really learned so much. So we've got to figure out how to get that speaker over here too. She works at Yosemite High School. The presenter is that's our continuation high school, and has made tremendous progress in graduating her high school students. And when they found out I was from Merced College, the high school students that were there at the training all took cards and said, I'm going to Merced College. So that was really a fulfilling month for me. That's it.
Yeah, no, CASA's a big deal. CASA, I think the big deal about CASA is that once you have a person that you advocate for, you follow them regardless of how many times they might change families. the CASA advocate will be there consistent, they're constant
Right.
throughout that time. That's a big deal.
And we have a lot of foster children here at our college, and so I want to find out from, I don't know, who's in charge of that? You know, like,
We have a department program on that.
yeah, like it would be really, really useful because foster children that get emancipated have issues. Once you turn 18, you have to go on a special college program, and they have less success rates. So I'm really interested in that. My foster child is being adopted, so I'm really happy about that.
You're good. Well, thank you for that report. Trustee Chappell. And true to my word, we're going to go down to the end and start with Trustee Pedrozo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I attended the JACL dinner way back in February. Then I went to the Hispanic Chamber Woman of the Year luncheon, which was really nice. And then attended the Farm Bureau dinner also with Merced College. Well, I was supposed to sit at the Merced College table, but I got asked out of there by President Talley. Kidding. And then coming up, that's something near and dear to me and my family is the Relay for Life is coming back to Merced College. It had been away for a couple of years, and I am a cancer survivor, so we got involved in this about 10 years ago. And on April 6th, it'll be here at the college. It starts Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, and it goes for 24 hours. And if you've never gone, I know cancer's affected every one of us one way or the other. It's well worth going out there and just to see all the action that takes place in that 24 hours of time. And then finally, I just have a question here, which was brought up earlier this evening, about video in our meetings and what is the process on that. And I know that on several other boards that I've been on, that everything's, even city council meetings in Livingston and Doss Palace, and they're all video, recorded now. And I think as elected officials, I think that this is something that we should really look into.
Okay, President Vitale, saw you write it down. Okay, good.
In due time. I'm just saying it's just another tool in the toolbox so people see exactly that this college is making a difference and people get to see what we're doing.
Yeah, and that was also a comment by our videographer in the audience. All right, thank you for your report. Trustee Guitierrez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If we do that, we're going to put the professor out of business.
I don't think she
I have fun. I'll still come.
She does it for free. So we'll go over to her.
There's always more bio courses.
So anyways, I like to say and congratulate again all the tenured faculty. It's awesome. And I think that charges my battery when I see that we're here to support them and watch them grow and watch them teach our students. And I like what our student trustee said, that students are focused and are known by their success, but they're the ones that make you successful. So congratulations again to the tenured faculty. Congratulations as well to the two students of the month, for the month of February and March. Very proud of their successes. And I know we already gave her a going away party, but congratulations to Dr. Brenda Latham, who's probably in Africa somewhere. And we're going to have to check up on her Facebook and see what she's doing. And also congratulations to Greg Soto, who's going to be being the acting dean over at the Los Angeles campus, and look forward to working with you. I was forced to, they twisted my arm to go to the Sunshine Rotary? Sunrise Rotary, shrimp feed. And Dr. Vitale couldn't attend, so I had to step in for him. And I ate a lot of shrimp, but it was awesome because they spoke so highly of Merced College. It was amazing. You know, from the podium, from all the folks who were in attendance. Merced College partnership with Sunshine Rotary is an awesome thing, and I hope that we continue to work with them because they're, you know, when we do the flag ceremony over here, it's become part of the Merced College fabric. And lastly, just congratulations to Merced College women's basketball, who got to the Final Four this year, and in my opinion, they were one basket away of being the state champs, because one basket would have knocked off the #1 seed, and they would have easily beat the other team. So congratulations to them, proud of them. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Trustee Ochoa.
Board President Ramirez, if it's okay with you, I'd like to give my report with this. VP Allison, you gotta see this.
So I'd like to say it's better than the Snapchat filter right there.
Thank you for that.
So this came from the faculty versus staff basketball game put on by ASMC. And it was my first time participating in that, and I don't know how our athletes can run up and down that court so much, because I got tired within the first minute. But I'm proud of ASMC for, you know, what they do here on campus, because that was a lot of fun. You know, I got to know everybody just a little bit better, and you know, I hit the first three-pointer of the game.
But who won? Ernie, who won?
You know, I was on the blue team, but then it was said I was on the gold team, so I don't know. At the end of the game, I didn't know what team I was on, but I know we lost. Trustee Guitierrez was the only one who was able to swap me during that game. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So ASMC, keep up the great work. And the women's basketball, some of the team members were our referees, and it was nice getting to know them better, and personally congratulating them for their success. And 19 tenured faculty, is that a record? Is that?
No.
Probably not? Okay, all right.
In recent time, we haven't had that.
In recent time? Okay. Well, congratulations to all of them, that was exciting. And I'd like to echo again what Trustee Guitierrez is saying, congratulate the students of the month. And I also want to add to Trustee Upton's report regarding the recent conference that her and I both attended in Portland, Oregon. And it was 2.5 days of campus safety and security. And it was a lot of information on the art of being ready for anything. And it really helped you know, listening to the first-hand accounts of some of the students and faculty and board members of other community colleges and school districts who experienced these tragic events, these natural disasters, because it really brought everything to heart for me. One of our speakers was a board